Hi, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. Happy reading. We are going to continue to take a look at story elements today. Yesterday, we learned about setting. We're going to continue learning about setting. I want to remind you that a setting, as we've spoken about, is where and when a story takes place. Today, I have another familiar story with a twist on it that we're going to be reading. And it's called The Boy Who Cried Sheep. A young shepherd boy lived at the edge of a big forest full of wolves. Every day he walked through the forest with a girl who wore a little red hood. She was terrified of wolves. I wonder why. The Little Red Riding Hood went to visit her granny. The boy went to look after his flock of prize-winning sheep. The boy trained his show-jumping sheep every day. Little Red Riding Hood laughed at the boy and his jumping sheep. One day, the boy went to play a trick on her to pay her back for laughing at him. The boy crept up behind Little Red Riding Hood and pretended to growl, pretended to be a wolf. Growl, he said. Help, screamed Red Riding Hood. A group of villagers raced over. It was only a joke, said the shepherd boy. The villagers grumbled and walked away. A few days later, he did it again. Growl. This time, Little Red Riding Hood screamed help even louder. The villagers ran over, huffing and puffing. It's just a joke, the shepherd boy said. The villagers all looked very annoyed. A few days later, the boy saw a real wolf at the door of Granny's cottage. Wolf, he shouted, but no one came. Wolf, he shouted, but no one came. The boy ran out to the villagers. Help, there's a wolf, he shouted. Stop playing tricks, the villager said. The boy had cried, wolf, too many times. Now, nobody believed him. He ran over to Granny's cottage. The wolf was already in Granny's bed. What should I do, he thought. Then he had a brilliant idea. Sheep, he cried at the top of his voice. Within seconds, sheep came running. Pyramid, shouted the boy. The sheep jumped on each other's shoulders. The boy climbed up the sheep and onto the roof. Sheep, follow me, shouted the boy. He climbed inside the chimney. Sheep followed one by one. Inside the cottage, the wolf was licking his lips. What big teeth you have, Granny, said Little Red Riding Hood. Suddenly, thud! The boy fell down the chimney and landed on the floor of the bedroom. The wolf looked surprised. Thump, thump, ah! A pile of sheep landed in the fireplace. We're here to save you, said the boy. He turned to his sheep. Sheep, attack, he shouted. The sheep jumped at the wolf and sat on top of him. The boy and his sheep took the wolf to the villagers, who had now believed his story. The shepherd boy had learned his lesson and never cried wolf again. But you can often hear him shout sheep as he puts on a show for the villagers. The end. All right, boys and girls, let's go back over here and think about the story's setting, where and when the story took place. Well, thinking about it, I know that it started off in the woods. Both the shepherd boy and Little Red Riding Hood were in the woods, and then they traveled to Granny's house. So this story takes place in two different places. It takes place in the woods and in the village, and also in Granny's house. By looking at the pictures, I noticed again that there was a sun out, so I'm going to say that this story took place during the day. So You're going to, once again, go pick out a book, an epic. You're going to read that book and share your story setting today on Seesaw with your teacher. If you really would like a challenge, you can share the plot and the setting with your teacher. Happy reading!